a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
The bits.
Welcome to The Bits, hosted by your favorite jam buds, Robert.
And Charlie.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Robert.
Would you like to go on the run with me?
I think our significant others might be a little bit jealous if we went on the run together.
Yeah, maybe so. But at least we can go on the run together talking about this episode of Steven Universe On the Run, Season 1, Episode 40, which premiered February 5, Jesus fucking Christ, which premiered February 5th, 2015.
Hey.
February 5. I know how to read dates.
That's how you read the date. February 5, 2015.
What the fuck? Wait,
2015. That's 2015.
Shut the fuck up.
You're welcome.
I'm too tired for my shenanigans, let alone yours. Charlie, do we have any mail today?
I do not believe we have any mail. Time we read our
brother in
big...
Christ, why do you never check the email before we start recording?
Listen. Usually I'm watching the episode before we start recording.
I watched this episode last week when we were supposed to record, but then I was really tired and sleepy and depressed.
Let's see. Oh, we got an important update from Spotify for podcasters.
Is it that Spotify for podcasters, it makes you gay if you use it during June?
I don't know. I'll have to check that up. Let's see if that's in the new terms and conditions. Yes, you're gonna turn gay. Absolutely, that's how it works now. Are we still gonna be in June when this releases? Okay, cool. We are, in fact, the end of June. How about them apples?
That's it, though. We are at the end of gay month.
We can no longer be gay after, the end of June. Once July hits, we have to be Murica.
Fuck yeah. I'm gonna eat a hot dog, I'm gonna drink a beer, and I'm gonna go to sleep.
Yeah, no, that's the American dream right there.
That's the American dream right there.
Described it.
So, any emails?
No emails.
Fantastic.
No one loves us.
No mail.
Not today.
Hey, if you want to email us, we put this in our description, but I don't think people really see our description. So, hey, if you want to email us, just want to tell us about your day, want to contradict something we said, want to tell us you hate this podcast or you love this podcast, you can email us at thebitssupod@gmail.com.
Yes. But don't tell us that you hate this podcast, because then we will cry on air. We'll have to put that in the recording. Everyone will hear it. It will be really sad.
Crying does not sound good. I don't know about you, but anytime I've ever seen one of those YouTubers like cry on camera because of something traumatic, it sounds weird. It looks weird. I'm like, I shouldn't be seeing this. I shouldn't be hearing this.
No, because it's it's the private emotion that you're not supposed to share with anyone else.
Gasp,
right?
They're sharing their privates.
Guess I'm too tough to cry.
But you literally cried the other day because you were reading about snakes.
They don't have any arms.
Was it reading about snakes or thinking about snakes?
Just thinking about snakes, I think.
They don't have any arms. Which is tragic. Yeah. I saw a TikTok today of a snake just like jamming.
Snakes are good boys.
Snakes are good. What if they are good girls?
I mean, yes. I was going with the gender neutral, the BOI. Boy.
Nah.
Boys.
You know what's more gender neutral for me? My dude. Snakes are my dudes.
Yeah, you know what? My dude.
Yeah. So you want to talk about this episode?
Not really. Let's shoot the shit for another like 10 minutes.
Hey, while we're, it would be really funny if we could have recorded this podcast together while I was in Boston, but like while we're walking.
Oh no. No, but while we're running actually, and then you have to like listen to how I can no longer speak because I'm like also can't breathe. So like
I mean,
it's great.
a light jog won't kill either of us. It might kill me actually. No, when I was in Boston,
It'll
my
it'll
leg
kill
hurt
me.
a lot.
It'll kill me.
So
I'd
this
die.
episode opens up with Steven reading the book, and the gems come back carrying a bunch of those flask robinoids from the last
The
episode.
paranoids.
It's the last episode, right? Warp Tour was last episode, right? No. It was
No. That
Future
was a
Vision.
while ago, my
Future
dude.
Vision. Warp Tour was 2 episodes ago. 3 episodes ago.
1, 2, 3, 4? Three
I
episodes in between. I don't
I
know how math
declare a
works.
thumb war. Steven's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing?" And Pearl's like, "Well, we're trying to analyze the Robinoids because we have to make sure that they can't fix the gem homeworld warp, and we can't let the homeworld gems come back to Earth."
Yeah, and he's just like, "Why? What do these gems want to do? Why would we not let them come here? Why are they dangerous? What's going on?" And they're like, "Ominous thing, they did bad stuff. Don't worry about it." And Amethyst is like, "Yeah, bad stuff." Walks away dramatically.
Yeah. So do we think this is a foreshadow to the cluster? Do you think that's going to be mentioned in the trivia?
No, I don't think this is about the cluster. I think it's just about the other stuff. Cuz they didn't know about the cluster, remember?
Right. Yeah, that was. Oh yeah, that
This
was Peridot told them about that. Right.
Yeah. That
They
was
need.
like the gem experiments that happened later.
Yeah,
This
that's fucking
is
wild.
the bad stuff that they did to the planet was just like soaking up all the nutrients so
Mhm.
that they could make new gems. And that's why when we see it in like season 4 or 5, we finally see Gem Homeworld. That's why it's fucking like that, is because they basically destroyed their own planet
Charlie,
by
what is Attack the Light? Is that the Steven Universe game?
yes, that's the first game.
So
I
that's how
put the
we're.
games in our lineup. We
Mhm.
don't have to do it like that. That could
Yeah,
be
okay, that's fine.
bonus content if we
I
set
was
it
just
there.
curious. I was just curious because I'm looking at our spreadsheet, the bit schedule, and going over this episode now makes me realize there's only 12 episodes left in the series.
In the season.
I'm sorry, in the season. That's what I meant. In the series.
In the
That's it, guys.
series, yeah,
That's it,
the
guys.
series just ends.
That's it, guys. It
Like
ends
it
once
ends after Jailbreak.
after
That was
jailbreak,
it.
which means not including our Pride episode. This season will be done with by the end of summer.
Yeah.
That's wild to think about.
Yeah. I mean, no, this is gonna take
A little bit extra because you're potentially
extra.
going on a break. I don't know if we'll cut this part out depending on whether or not you like need the break or not.
I mean, regardless, it would probably
It'd be a good idea.
I was gonna say it'd be a good idea, but also like we'd probably wouldn't end till like September anyway.
Mm.
I only took like 2 weeks off of there. Moving stuff might actually happen more like August. For me,
All
at
right.
least.
Yeah, that's fine. We're good. So realistically speaking, right now, just going off the current schedule as listed, we're projected to end the season in October.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy to think about. Oh man.
Oh man, we're gonna have to start thinking about like other stuff, like I don't know, bonus content or like
Bonus content.
merch.
That's it.
I don't know.
I'm gonna use my damn meme page powers to get Rebecca Sugar on the podcast.
Again, it's not that I don't want to talk to Rebecca Sugar. I'm just
About
like
Rebecca Sugar. You don't want to
yes,
talk
about
to
Rebecca Sugar.
Rebecca Sugar. Do you know about
I feel
Rebecca
like
Sugar?
I feel like it's scary to talk about those creators because you have to act professional in that setting. And I'm not professional. Like, I'm never going to get Rick Riordan on my other podcast because of how I've talked about him. You're going to have to cut all of that out. I'm sorry, Robert.
Damn it. What if I want to keep it, but I just censor out?
That's entirely up to you. I
And
just
then-
know I could never get Rick on my podcast because I'm like, yeah, he has a boner for the Civil War. Like that's his
I mean,
his thing.
do you think Rebecca Sugar would come on this podcast?
I don't, but like
The second Rebecca's PR team like listens to an episode or two, like the first episode, they're gonna be like, Rebecca, you can't do this fucking podcast. We
That's
can't let
that's the problem. I don't think any of my podcasts are professional enough to have a like actual creator person like that on. As much as I'd love to, I'm like, I don't act professional for this.
I mean, I think it's less of a look at this. Seaweed Brain got to interview a bunch of like you think they're professional? They're a bunch of goobers who just talk about like
They're
how
they're more professional than me.
how okay, I would give you Carter's professional. Erica can
Yes.
cosplay professional.
Yes.
I'm gonna cut like all this out. We got to get back into talking about, or this is gonna be like the end credits or whatever. This is
Just
fucking.
us talking shit about the Percy Jackson podcasters.
No, we're not even talking shit. What I'm talking about, I talk shit about one in particular, and I'm censoring out the name whether or not I post it at the end or not.
Just post that to like the group chats. That's it. That's all you do.
Yeah. So
Okay.
On the Run. So yeah, we don't
We're
think
on the run.
it's not a reference to the cluster. It's just hey, imperialism question mark.
Yeah, it's literally just, hey, we soaked up the nutrients from your planet.
Colonialism.
To
That's
kill
what I
it.
was thinking of. Imperialism
Yes.
is close, but colonialism. That's
It's
we're trying. Steven,
it's literally a colony.
have you seen that meme where it's like, Steven, we might have to kill that guy? Ah, damn.
I mean,
It's like,
yeah.
it's like Steven, we're trying. It's like Steven being like, hey, why can't we let the homeworld gems come here? Like Steven, we're trying to prevent colonialism. Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah, but like they don't tell him that. It's not even fully explained quite yet in this episode, but we get to it.
Yeah.
Steven's like, "Hey, look, you guys are just like the No Home Boys because you ran away from Homeworlds or whatever. We have no home."
I need to say that the No Home Boys, I don't care if it's in the trivia or not. I
Yeah.
wholeheartedly believe this is a parody of the Hardy Boys, right? The Hardy Brothers, what the fuck they're called? Those dipshit ass detectives.
Mhm. It's gonna be there.
It's gonna be there, even if it's not. I want to rant about it now. That the celebration of Nancy Drew, the most famous female detective of all time, her I believe 100th anniversary, was the fucking Hardy Boys solving her murder mystery.
God fucking damn it.
I hate this. I still haven't read it. I'm sure there's some kind of fake out or like it's not that she actually died or anything. I don't care. The fact that that's how you're like presenting, that's what you're telling me the main concept of the story is. I'm not gonna fucking read it.
Bro, that's disgusting.
It is. It's
I hate
disgusting.
it.
They're like the No Home Boys. Pearl refutes this comparison because they're like, hey, this is home now. And then Steven and Amethyst they're like, hey, we're gonna go on the road like the No Home Boys.
Because Amethyst is going all like super emo for no reason, because like, I mean, we know what the reason is, but like Steven's just like, okay, cool, whatever. I just read this book. I want to live like that. That sounds like fun.
I love whenever I'm reminded of the word bindle, because that is what like the little sack on the stick is called. It's called a bindle.
I love it.
And it's smaller than a bundle.
That's why it's an I.
I have no clue. Here, let me look up the etymology of the word bindle.
Look up the etymology of the word bindle.
Did I say it right or wrong? What the fuck?
No, I'm always gonna say the wrong thing because I think it's funny. Look up the etymology. It is the etymology. There is no N in
The
it.
term bindle may descend from the German word bundel, meaning something wrapped up in a blanket and bound by cord for carrying, or have arisen as a portmanteau of bind and spindle. It may also be from the
Ooh.
Scottish dialect bindle cord or rope to bind things.
All right.
God, etymology is fucking great.
Etymology is fun. So they make their bindles because he can't just bring the fucking backpack. They got to be like traditional.
Mhm.
They hitchhike with the cool kids.
Of course, Lars isn't there, despite the fact that episode was called Lars and the Cool Kid.
Well, okay, Lars is not part of the cool kids though. He's their friend, but he's not
That's the joke.
one of them.
Is he even their friend? I think they think he's annoying.
I think he's like an acquaintance, the very least. Like they will tolerate him.
He's not like a made man in terms of the mafia. He's an associate of the mafia.
He is in fact an associate of the mafia. Yes.
I don't know why my brain brought that example up, but we're going with it.
That's what it is now, I guess. So we hike through the wilderness. we antagonize a raccoon.
Spoiler alert of who my pearl point's going to.
I love how they were like friends with the raccoon for like 5 seconds, and then
And
it
the
shot
raccoon's
Steven.
like, I want food.
And then Amethyst like literally like yeets Steven into the train.
Because that's how you get Steven where you got to get him to go. You just yeet him.
Literally. So now they're on the train because they're on the run. We gotta be super classic. We're singing the song also.
Classic iconography. Oh yes, On the Run, which of course remember when we committed at the beginning? I listened to the first episode of this podcast very recently for reasons unknown. And we're like, we're gonna try not to sing along. We have broken this promise so many times.
Okay, but if we sing the whole song, then we break it. If we sing like a couple things, it's okay.
We sang the fucking Cookie Cat song in the first episode. Like the first.
Okay, well then we're failures. Okay? I'm sorry. We're just failures. So
But you know who else feels like a failure? Amethyst.
Yeah, Amethyst, yeah. The raccoon has eaten the food. Steven is trying to sleep because he has no food, and Amethyst ate all of her food in one bite.
Yeah. I'm reminded of the SpongeBob clip. You took my only food. Now I'm gonna starve. Meanwhile, it's Patrick being like a big boy.
Yeah. Do you think that hay is soft?
You know what I always say? Technically, it's for hay, not horses. And no, hay is not soft. I have laid down on hay before.
Yeah, I know. It's not that soft.
It's not soft, and it's also very itchy. It reminds me of the fucking Anakin Skywalker line. It's like sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere.
Yeah, no, that is in fact hay.
Hay and sand are just one and the same.
Yeah.
What would have happened if Ray buried? Okay, I don't know if we can cut this because does MC listen to this podcast?
MC does not listen to any podcast
Fantastic.
on the network.
Fantastic. So I'm going to say, hey, what if Ray buried Anakin's lightsaber in a bunch of hay?
You know what? They were farmers on Tatooine, weren't they? So like
they were on a planet with 3 suns. Somebody cite to me where the fuck. Hey, listen, it's not even called English. It's called the fucking term they use for D&D. What's
common?
it called? Common. It's fucking common. I have had my rant about me just for that reason liking the word common.
I'm just saying, like the equivalent is like literally there. Like they're moisture farmers on a world that
has 3 suns.
Is just sands.
Yeah.
And then there's like actual
she also buried it on Tatooine.
Yeah, she did. She literally buried it on Tatooine.
In the sand. Anakin's
I think so.
Yes, she buried. That's how I've sent you this meme many times. Like Anakin's ghost when Rey buries his lightsaber in the sand on Tatooine.
Yeah. Amazing.
We are so off topic. I'm gonna love cutting out all the stuff that we're off topic on.
Why would we cut any of this content out?
I mean, I cut out some of the stuff that's nonsensical just so that we can try and have some coherency. But sometimes I leave it in because sometimes I cut out all the nonsense and it's only like a 10-minute episode. And I'm like, well, fuck, I need to have some substance.
What is coherency? I'm not.
Coherency would us be being like, where is the final destination? The final destination that we are brought to is the Prime Kindergarten.
Yeah. Because Amethyst is just like, I'm going to show you where I'm from because you wouldn't talk to me if you knew anything about me, actually.
Hey, where do gems come from? Well,
how were gems made? That's part of the classroom gems.
A mommy gem and a mommy gem love each other very much, because I don't believe there are any daddy gems. Also, the concept of gender is made up and fake in general, but also with the crystal gems.
Are you sure there are no daddy gems? Are you sure?
Bismuth?
I mean, yeah.
Bismuth is pretty daddy.
There are definitely some mommy gems, but like,
there are plenty of mommy gems.
Anyway, I'm sorry, I had to. It was right there.
It's in a giant cannon, and it's covered with a bunch of machinery that Amethyst is like, oh, that's old gem junk. This was such a fucking, like, when this episode premiered, and it was just so casual up until this moment when there's On the Run, on the train, you know, oh, look at the little funny raccoon. Ha ha ha, funny Steven Universe episode. And then bam, lore drop as fuck. And I'm like, excuse the fuck me?
Yeah, like look at these little like these drill things that have like weird gem things on them. I'm sure it's might be explained in the trivia or something, but I'm just like, they like literally drill into the ground to soak up the nutrients to like spit out gems and
Mhm.
stuff, and it's so weird. And there's so many holes here, and it's just they're all people shaped.
Right.
People shaped holes. Amethyst like creepily like backs into her hole like it's me sized, and I'm like,
Doesn't she sort of like slide into the hole?
yeah, she does, and
But
I'm
like
like, this is
backwards?
horror movie.
What if she's just wearing Heelys and she just so happens to be on an incline, so she just slides backwards?
Maybe she's always perpetually wearing Heelys. You don't know.
Actually, that's not possible because the design of Heelys only works when you have your foot raised up and it'll launch you forward.
Oh.
At least I think. I don't know. Here's the thing. My parents saw the gimmick of Heelys and said to themselves, "This is such a stupid waste of $60. Why the fuck would I buy you these $60 shoes with wheels when I could buy you these more affordable, like $40 shoes that'll last you 10 years?" And lo and behold, I still have those shoes that were $40 that cost me, from 10 years ago.
Hmm. Yeah.
I can absolutely tell you, I'm the kind of kid who would have destroyed the fuck out of my Heelys if I had a pair. I'm an adult. How much do Heelys cost? Let's see.
I feel like I would have just like hurt myself many times by trying to use them.
$60. Oh, that's cute. They have a Pride lineup. That's adorable.
Get your Pride Heelys. This is not sponsored, but
Get get
get Pride
get
Heelys.
get your Pride Heelys so you can hide with your feelings. They have a with the Minecraft bee. Holy shit! They are pandering to their audience, which is mainly autistic little guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
The autistic little guys love Heelys.
autistic little gay guys.
We love it. We stand.
Holy shit. They're not terrible. Listen, I can't justify, as someone who lives on my own now, who pays my own rent and food and whatever, I can't justify for the life of me buying a $60 pair of shoes.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry you can't justify Heelys.
I can't Heelys in my feelies. So this is when Pearl comes in and she's like, "Garnet told me you would be here." And I'm like, "Oh, Future Vision."
Mm-hmm. It was the last episode.
Uh-huh.
So yeah.
And Pearl is so pissed that Amethyst is showing Steven the kindergarten, and she's like, "He's not ready to know about it yet."
Yeah. The fact that it's also called the kindergarten. Okay. Can we what's the etymology of kindergarten per
That's a good
se?
question. It reminds me how the word doctor in Doctor Who, like humanity gets the word doctor from the Doctor, and the Time Lords just
Mm,
have their own concept of the word doctor that they use as a name.
yeah. Okay. Well, that's the Merriam-Webster definition. I want like what does it come from? Like what does it mean necessarily? I mean, okay. So there we go. German etymology, like kinder, children, garden. Okay. So like literally, if we're going off of like just taking it out of that, then it's literally a garden for making children, quote unquote. This is the garden of where they make the gems, right?
Yes. This is at least, I know in one of the flashback episodes about Pink Diamond or whatever, like this is mainly like the Amethyst kindergarten, right?
Yeah.
Because Amethyst is not just, it's sort of like how Buzz Lightyear is a giant toy brand, but we have our Buzz Lightyear we follow through the movies, but there's also like that giant aisle of Buzz Lightyears in the second
Yeah.
movie. That's pretty much the gimmick. That's pretty much what it is.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think amethysts are part of just Pink Diamond's court. I think I
Yeah.
assume that these are the type of gems that she made specifically
Yeah.
as
Didn't
amethyst.
she wasn't one of the first times she transformed, wasn't she trying to pretend to be an
Yes.
amethyst?
Yeah, she was trying to pretend to be an amethyst.
Right. That's what it was.
I mean, because
remembering this
I think she was trying to pretend to be a quartz, quote unquote, because amethyst is under the family of quartzes. So like, which is why Jasper is like
technically also
uh
like
part of the again quartz family, so
yeah.
amethyst calls her sis because they're like, yeah, we were made on the same planet and we're both quartzes. Hey sis.
My diamond, your diamond, pink
Pink diamond.
diamond.
Also, doesn't that mean that like amethyst is like one of Steven's children?
Okay, now we're getting fucking weird.
Because well, Pink Diamond created the amethysts.
No, is Steven Pink Diamond really? Kind of, but sort of also
Okay,
not.
fine. Then they're
It's
siblings.
literally that meme. Is Steven Universe Pink Diamond? Well, yes, but actually no.
Okay, so they're siblings.
I-
They were created by the same person.
Yeah, so the reason they're created, by the way, according to Amethyst, is that it's like, oh, the kindergarten is a bad place where bad gems come to grow more bad gems. And it sort of is correct. And it's also
Yeah.
correct that Garnet, Pearl, and Rose save the Earth from like this kindergarten and the home gems. However, Amethyst is like, oh, from parasites like me. They save the world from parasites like me because Amethyst is being sad girl right now.
I mean, I'm not going to say that gems aren't parasites, technically. In their creation, I feel like they would be based on what a parasite is, right?
Sure, right?
Yeah, like that's just how they're formed. They're technically like a parasite. I would not say that to Amethyst's face, which is kind of what Pearl does. She's like, "Yeah, you're just like a product of a terrible thing." Wait, no, I didn't mean to say that. Uh
Yeah, it's pretty much oops. And then Amethyst has this like whole fucking breakdown. She's like, I never asked to be born, Dad, or whatever.
I never asked to be made.
I never
Okay,
asked
but
to be
like
made.
that is like the realest fucking quote from this show, and I quote it too often.
I never asked to be made. I never asked for sometime in 1996 for my parents to
Fuck.
yeah. Have I told the story of how I was conceived at Disney World
I don't think so.
on the podcast? I know I've told you at least the story. Long
Maybe.
story short, my dad was going into the hotel room with divorce papers, and then I came out 9 months
Oh
later,
my god.
and I didn't get divorced until I was like 19.
God, that's not how you keep a relationship.
I guess, kind of, but also no. Here's the thing. Let's just move on. So this is all because Amethyst is also being sad girl, emo girl. She starts fighting
Yeah.
Pearl. Pearl, I think at some point is like, or Amethyst or Pearl, I forget who is like, I've never been able to beat you, and she doesn't care.
Yeah, Amethyst is like, I've never been, or Pearl's like, you've never been able to beat me, and Amethyst's like, I don't care. Yeah, and Steven is just trying to get them to stop, but Amethyst just wants to hit something like so badly because she's just like, yeah, you guys brought up like all of this trauma for me, that like this place where you found me, where I had like, my bestie, the Rock, right over there. This is where war happened and war started. I just came out late, so I didn't know about it, you know?
Tragic. And then during this fight, they break an injector, which is the name of those giant fucking like drill looking things.
Mm-hmm.
Steven protects himself and Pearl with a bubble. Amethyst
Walked away.
gets crushed. Yeah, she walks away from this. I thought she was gonna get poofed.
Yeah, I always forget it. I always remember this episode wrong, and I'm just like, oh yeah, she just like gets poofed again, right? And then
Right.
she immediately comes back as she does. But no,
No. What
she
if
just
that's
like,
what happened off screen? What if she did get poofed and then instantly was like, nah, I'm coming back?
I mean, I think she just like hid in her hole because like that's where she feels safe. So 'cause that's where she was for how many thousands of years since the Gem War to the others finding her. Yeah, so she's like, you shouldn't be talking to me. And then Steven's like, Pearl, you need to talk to her. Like, you need to get in this tiny little hole and go talk to her and make her feel better because you're the one who made her feel bad. It was your fault. And yeah, Pearl's like, I had no idea you felt this way about this. Amethyst's like, this is my whole existence. Okay?
Literally her whole existence, because she exists from a hole, as
Yeah.
do most people. As does everyone. That is how birth works. Actually, no. Some people will get cut out. Hey, if it's your birthday today and you were born via C-section, happy removal day.
Good shit.
Good shit.
The way that Pearl kind of justifies how she didn't like know about all this about Amethyst is that she's like, I thought you were like proud that you were, different, and you weren't anything like all of that, you know?
And the episode ends with the trio warping back home as there are dark clouds circulating over the kindergarten and there were banging noises heard in the background. I remember the dark clouds and the noise like blew the fuck up on like forums or whatever. They're like, what's happening? Who's there? What?
I wonder who it is. Well, Peridot can't get to Earth, so it's
I'm like,
probably a
it's not
corrupted gem.
Peridot. Oh, that's creepy to think about actually. Yeah, it's probably corrupted gem.
Or it's the other things. It's the cluster things.
Oh, that's fucking creepy.
Like it's the experiments, I think. It's definitely the experiments. Cuz I don't think we see this place again till
Season 2, I think, right?
yeah, maybe when did those come up? No, wait, that might be season 1. Whenever it is that we get Peridot like on the big screen and Steven and her like interact for the first time.
That's season 2. Yeah, that's
It
like the
is?
beginning of season 2.
It is?
When Peridot is like freshly on Earth. When
No, that's not Peridot on Earth though. I thought
Then-
that she was just checking in on it.
because no, isn't that like the episode where like Steven gets trapped in her like pod thingy and the gems almost break it and kill him?
No, that's later.
Yeah, it's season 2. So
That's like what you're thinking of is definitely season 2. Let me go through the things. Nope, it's Marble Madness. Yeah, I believe so. It's only in a couple episodes that we actually come back here.
oh shit, we're doing it, lads. So that's how the episode ends. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Robert.
I think we got to talk about some trivia over in the classroom gems.
Nope,
Fuck,
You-
wrong.
you mixed
Chris-
it. You mixed it. It's okay. It's
Crystal
okay.
Temple trivia.
We're going to the temple for some Crystal Temple trivia.
I'm tired. Leave me alone.
It's okay. You know what? We have lots of foreshadowing
We have
in
so
this episode
much
that we-
foreshadowing in this
that we
fucking
basically
episode.
talked about. Like,
Yeah. So this episode reveals that the homeworld gems, they plan to do something that would have like fucked with the Earth, but it was stopped by the crystal gems. The homeworld's intentions are suggested during the scene with the kindergarten. It reveals that the gems are manufactured.
yeah, they're made. Yeah. Oh, the way it's like describes what the drill things look like.
Mhm.
They resemble what is it? Bacteriophages,
Bacteriophages,
which is
yes.
a type of virus.
Which is also how the virus in, for those who remember that episode of Jimmy Neutron where he got everyone sick, that's also what they look
Ooh.
like.
Oh, I see it.
Yes.
I was just like, interesting. Very
They
cool.
also there's also implies the crystal gems rebellion motivation, which was to is that Rose, Garnet, and Pearl were like, hey, it's unfair of you to terraform the Earth, or I guess it wouldn't be terraform, gemiform the world and like kill all the people who live here. So they decided to protect the planet. And also it goes back to when Ronaldo with his fucking shit he said at the end of Keep It Shitty Weird, where it's like polymorphic sentient rocks are here to hollow out the Earth. It's part of the Great Diamond Authority. This was also a hint about the homeworld's true intentions with the Earth, kind of also talking about the cluster.
I think you are right about the terraforming, though. I think that they because they use the lapises to terraform, so I think they must do that before they do whatever kindergarten stuff, so they can make a kindergarten. I assume they have to have them like terraform the rocks to make them the right whatever to be able to make one. Anyway, we learned that the amethyst wasn't actually part of the original crystal gems. Because she was at the kindergarten until Rose found her. And this explains the joke in Steven's Lion when Garnet is like, well, we kept amethyst.
So when Steven explains the plot of On the Run, he's like, the thing that was actually chasing the No Home Boys was the fear within themselves, and this is considered foreshadowing for why Amethyst went on her run, like her whole
literally.
trip, literally why she went on this trip. And then cultural references, I'm going to take this one too because hey,
Yeah,
look at that, the
you
No
said it.
Home Boys. It's based on the children's book series, The Hardy Boys and the Boxcar Children. Listen, I love the Boxcar Children. Fuck the Hardy Boys. Fuck the fact that they solved. I assume they solved that. They were tasked with solving Nancy Drew's death as the 100th anniversary for Nancy Drew. Fuck that noise.
Yeah, no, that's in poor taste. Not great. You know what's in good taste? What was it that like the April Fool's game or something that was about like Sonic the Hedgehog being murdered?
Oh
That's
yeah, I remember that.
that was in good taste because like that's you know we're not like saying hey happy anniversary to this amazing female character. We're gonna have the guys take over your entire story. We're gonna be like ha ha. What if our main character died? April Fools. Anyway, that just made me think of that for some reason. Oh, okay. So Amethyst sliding into the hole when I was like, this is creepy. It's actually a reference to a horror manga. I knew it. Enigma of the Amigara Fault.
Oh, this is an old looking manga. 2001. Never mind. It's not old. It's just 23 years
Yeah.
old. Oh god.
Yeah, it's like I mean also the holes, the comment about her hole, and then the way she slides into it. It's all a reference. Like oh,
Yeah.
there we
And
go.
so
I knew there was something creepy here.
the kindergarten is visited for the first time, and Peridot planned to reactivate this in Warp Tour, but she was foiled.
I think she named it in Warp Tour. This is when we
Maybe.
actually see it for the first time.
Right.
Our little Paranoids return in the episode, but they've been disabled. So sad. Bye, Paranoids.
And in Ocean Gem, Lapis Lazuli's comment about like, don't you know anything, Steven? Your friends, they don't really care about other jets. All they care about is the Earth, but never believe in this place. Is like a big hint as to why the Crystal Gems rebelled against Homeworld.
Yeah.
This is great.
There's so many hints all over the place.
So many hints, and we have 12 episodes left till the finale of season 1.
Can't
God,
believe it.
and this is like setting up shit for like season 5.
It is.
That's fucking wild. I would love to ask Rebecca, my close personal friend Rebecca, who I refer to by first name only, how on earth they manage to connect this story so coherently.
I believe it's been so long since I listened to Steven Universe the podcast, but like that
Oh yes, the official sanctioned podcast that Rebecca Sugar made like 10 years ago.
Rebecca Sugar didn't make the podcast necessarily,
was a
but like
co-host
it
of
was
it.
yeah, it was officially sanctioned. They guested on it a few times. It was made by like a fan who like ended up working at Cartoon Network for
Right.
Steven Universe stuff. But like I believe they literally talked about whether or not like the pink diamond reveal was always planned and all of that
Right.
stuff. So I assume a lot of these things were like planned, but like in different phases, possibly. Unclear. How much of this was known from the get-go? That's what I want to know. Yeah, we're on the run. We're on the run. Okay. So, we all know who you're giving your pro point to.
The
Because
raccoon.
you love a little guy who is just so huggable.
He's so huggable, and he's also hungry.
Yeah. Who are you giving it to?
The little raccoon friend. I'm gonna call him Dennis.
Yes. His name is no Dennis. Dennis the raccoon. Bestie. Who do I want to give a pearl point to in this episode?
You usually give pearl points to people who are most traumatized. Who's the most traumatized?
I mean, you know what? No, actually, I'm gonna give my pearl point to. I'm gonna give it to the hole, the amethyst hole, because that saved her from being not shattered, poofed.
Yeah.
It saved her from being poofed.
The amethyst hole. And then what is the question?
Have you ever run away from home?
I feel like a lot of kids do that. They just like pack their stuffed animals in some cookies or whatever, and they make it 2 feet before they're like, actually, wait, no, this is terrible.
I mean, like, it's still funny to hear people's stories about like things like that.
Yeah.
Like you're very non-serious runs away from home. You can share a serious one if you feel like it, but that's up to you, my friends. That sure is an episode of Steven Universe.
It sure was an episode of Steven Universe. Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Robert.
If every podcast were perfect,
we wouldn't have the bits.
Bye.
You can follow this podcast socials at The Bits SU Pod on Instagram and Tumblr. You can send a message to our Diamond line through thebitssupod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, and I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Robert, at the Damn Meme page on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Damn is spelled D-A-M. If you want to hear more from me, check out one of my many podcasts. I have a Once Upon a Time podcast called Entering Storybrooke, a Kim Possible podcast called That's a Sitch, and an Osman Verse podcast called the Truum Grammar Book Club.
The Bits is proud to be a part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like Content and Capable that follows Sam as he tries to figure out what it truly means to adult.
Have you ever gotten so distracted in Stardew Valley that you forgot to sleep? Have you realised that you have a whole room in your house full of dolls? Or have you even bored your friends to sleep talking about your passion? Well then, Content Capable is the podcast for you. Join me, Sam, as I chat to people passionate about what they do, asking questions about how they fell in love with their passion, what they do, and how it interacts with their day-to-day lives. Catch the podcast every Monday as I find out what makes someone tick, all while gleaning interesting and insightful life lessons along the way. There'll be laughs, a bit of crying, a whole lot of conversations, and we learn just a little bit more about the world around us.
You know what I'm excited for? Apparently Zencastr's update is going to include an automatic like AI editing that automatically removes all the ums and ahs. So that's going to, drop my editing for your audio in half.
Okay, but is that going to actually be good?
I will see. I will check, because if it actually
like-
works, then here's my problem is that I'm going to be concerned when it's how is it going to distinct when I say ah, and when I'm saying a word like God, what's a word that has in it? Ugly. What if I say fugly?
Fuck.
What if I say fuck? What if I say fuck? Will it censor? Here's that's what I need to know.
What if Zencastr's like, we're gonna automatically censor fuck now? That's the new thing.
You can no longer say
Deus Ex Media.